Really, she has been, she's with someone, well, Sheriff McMahon right now. She's got a live interview for us. Good work, Michelle.
Pat and Paul, that's right. I am here with the San Bernardino County Sheriff, John McMahon, and thank you. Just a couple of questions, if you would. Tell us, in briefings, what are the sorts of things that law enforcement is talking about right now in order to keep people here in this county safe?
As we indicated in our first press conference, right after this event occurred, we sent deputy sheriffs to very high-profile locations throughout our entire county. Whether it be hospitals or schools, we worked with the school police, or government buildings, and we made sure that there was an armed police presence at every one of those buildings until we could determine where we were in this investigation and if the suspects could be located.
How concerned are you about the terrorism element here?
Certainly terrorism is on the front of everybody's mind at this point in time. We've seen it all over the country. We've seen it in other countries as well. And here in San Bernardino, we've had an event that occurred that was a tragic event. We feel terrible for the families. We express our sorrow for them. Tragic. There's many, many victims out of this event. Whether or not it's terrorism, we have yet to determine, but it's certainly tragic, and we want to make sure that we do everything in our power to prevent that from happening. And we train regularly in active shooter type events, whether it be at schools or buildings in our county. We train regularly with our fire authorities as well as our law enforcement partners.
You must be asking the same question that everyone is: why here?
Well, exactly. Why here? And we don't know that yet. But we'll figure that out as time goes on. We'll be able to identify why those suspects chose this location, or if there was some reason that they went back to that building. If in fact one of them did leave and come back, we still don't know that yet. It's way too early to tell.
What about this third suspect? What are you hearing as you go into your briefings with all of these different agencies?
Well, we have two suspects in the vehicle, as you already heard, and our deputy sheriffs, along with the police department, were able to detain a third suspect. We're not sure if that suspect's related to this at all, or maybe just somebody that was in the neighborhood that was suspicious and was detained. We'll determine that as time goes on. And as you know, in high profile and big events like this, the facts change minute by minute because there's so much information coming in. We need to filter the information and make sure that we vet it and make sure it's reliable.
Take me back to the Redlands incident. There was a vehicle, this suspect vehicle in the black SUV, seen leaving that address?
That's my understanding.
The officer who was hit as a result of the gunfire, is it your officer or is it a city officer?
City Police Department officer.
And how do you understand that officer is doing?
His injuries are not life-threatening. That's all I know at this point.
And what about a possible age or race of the suspects in the vehicle?
It's too soon to tell. As I indicated, we're not convinced that that vehicle is safe to approach at this point based on the potential explosives we found at the IRC building. So we'll make sure we clear the vehicle before we approach it.
So the IRC building is still being searched and it has not been rendered safe. Is that correct? And tell me a little bit about that.
That is correct. We indicated early on that we made a quick sweep of the building. We located a couple suspicious devices. We've checked some of those devices. We've determined one of them is not an explosive device. However, our staff has determined that there may be an explosive device in another one of those suspicious packages. So we're treating that as if it is an explosive device, and that's just slowing down our progress. We want to make sure it's safe.
And will this be your agency's bomb squad that will deal with that situation, and when might that happen, and how do they render the building safe?
They are doing that as we speak. They're determining whether or not that is an actual explosive device. We have certified bomb techs as well as robots to check those devices, as well as working with Riverside and the ATF. They're also helping with us in the bomb part of it.
The chief of San Bernardino seemed to indicate that perhaps there could be explosives also at the Redlands location, or maybe it was the FBI director who suggested that.
I'm not sure if there are explosives at the Redlands location or not, but certainly if we found an explosive device at one of the other locations, we need to treat it as if there are some there as well.
Sheriff, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. So as the